Yes, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another week with Fathers Who Care. And as always, it is our pleasure to be back on the show again. You know, today is Thankful Thursday, and we're thankful to be here one more day, one more Thursday. And listen, it's a blessing to be here. You know, I've been saying on the news, you know, this old thing to say, thank God it's Friday. Now they got a thing to say, thank God it's Thursday. I kind of like that. But anyway, you know, we at Fathers Who Care, we really believe that, you know, in order to make a change and in order to create change, you got to be actively involved in promoting public policies, changing minds, doing social activities. And then we literally go out into the community and we just believe that we have that spirit, that kindred spirit that draws spirits of like mind. And with doing so, we like to keep on venturing out specifically in our community on the west side of Chicago to find out who's doing what. And we like passionate people. You know we do. And you know, it's our goal here at Fathers Who Care. We really feel that any man that really believes in being a man need to stand as a man and take sole responsibility of his children. But we also believe that any man that's physically capable can make a baby. But we really believe that it takes a man to be a father. It takes a real man to be a father. I'm talking about the ones who's dedicated to empowering the least of them. And you know, every now and then we like to use a show where we can get men and women chopping it up with each other like we're going to do tonight. But we're going to talk specifically about some good things tonight. But as always, this show is to dispel those negative myths about men, particularly African-American men, in the lives of their children. But we want to bring folks to you that have been doing some real quality work in our neighborhood. And I want to do a shout right quick to Barbara, who is the executive director of CAN TV, to my dear friends Tiffany, Amari. We want to thank you all for the work you do, and I want to encourage our elected officials and those who are watching tonight to get in touch with your senators, your reps, your aldermen, and let them know the importance in having public broadcasting, particularly like CAN TV, available to our community. So all they really need to do is just tell the elected officials, the aldermen and the like, listen, we need this information in our community. Support the efforts of public broadcasting. Support the efforts of CAN TV, and if you do that, you'll support us. Now, listen, tonight our show is basically going to be about a specific event that's in the community, and it fits within the theme of what we got set up for the month of October. Our theme for the month of October is, of course, public awareness and taking a stand against violence and substance abuse, specifically on the west side of Chicago. Our call-in number here is 312-738-1060. Again, the call-in number, 312-738-1060. And I want to ask you a question. How can we fight back against gun violence on the west side of Chicago? I got a plan for you. I got an idea for you. I got a guess for you. Our guest this evening is Sister Larry Ann Allen. She's co-founder and co-executive director of United Sisters Entertainment, right?
Yes.
Founded in 2009 with her sister over there, Pearlie. Is that right?
Yes.
And Pearlie be popping whips. Their goal at United Sisters Entertainment is to bring to us, the viewing audience, creative and memorable events while addressing some of the social issues that face our society today. Well, Sister Erin is a social playwright who focuses her work on addressing issues that harmfully affect our lives, our families, our communities. Her poetry and stage plays are efforts to bring about awareness and to create open dialogue. Through these channels, she digs away at damaging conditions to pave way for understanding, for change, for healing. I like that word, healing. I really do. She surmised that her written book, whether stage play or poetry, are derived from love, from passion, and from a God-driven purpose. Is that you?
That is I.
That's you. Well, this is what we want to do tonight. I got some questions for real. And what we want to do is we want to talk specifically about some things. We want to talk about your other agency that you and your sister co-founded, Voices of Angry Black Women. Positivity, right?
Correct.
So are you a angry black woman? Just want to know.
Circumstantially.
What that mean?
That means that if the circumstances and conditions warrant me to be angry, then yes, I am angry.
But you ain't by nature
I
angry.
am not by nature angry at all.
Okay, good. So, because I want to make sure before I have to slide over some more. But this is what I want to. I want to cut through the chase, and I want to first off thank you and your sister for coming out tonight. And this show going to move a little bit quicker, but the way this show works, it's live. So everything we're talking about now is shooting across the air. And we want those out there who are watching us this evening to call in, because I think you have an outlet, a venue that you're using on how we can fight back against gun violence on the west side of Chicago. I have an issue about senseless violence, and I wanted to ask you this when I was looking at your credits and things on the play you've written. I really wanted to ask you this question, and or your sister: are you and or your sister a victim of selfless violence on the west side?
I am not. I have not been personally affected by gun violence within my family confines. However, I bear witness to it often, and it resonates with me.
Okay, so well, I needed to ask that because I just wanted to know, because I'm passionate about the work I do, and I know you're passionate about the work you do, and we want to go into this here, and I just want to just cut through the chase and if you don't mind, pose a few questions to you,
I
right?
don't mind
First,
at all.
again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pearlie. And we're going to switch up this show in a few, but we're going to kind of get you going, and then we're going to bring in Pearlie, and we're going to talk about the play. There's a play coming up.
Yeah.
I think it starts tomorrow.
This is true.
And do you recall that the name of that play?
It's Praying Over Bullets.
What? Tell us about it.
Praying Over Bullets is a stage play addressing gun violence. It's written from the standpoint of community. It's basically telling the story of encouraging the community to take an active role in combating gun violence.
Fight back.
Fight back.
Okay.
Absolutely. We don't have to wait until it knocks at our door and causes harm. We can be out there actively fighting it to prevent it from knocking at our door and anyone else's door.
Now I'm glad you kind of opened up with that. But now I want to ask you some personal questions. I really want to take this show and promote the play. I want to promote your God-given gifts.
Thank you.
And I really want to know about you and about your sister. So I want to ask you this, sister. Who really are you? And what is your purpose for existing?
Well, I think I found my purpose for existing through writing.
So that means you're a writer?
I'm a writer of poetry and stage plays and any genre as to where I feel driven to write. I'm a mother, 2 children. I have a teenage son, so definitely the notion of gun violence impacting my life is a fear with him being a young black
For
man.
your son?
Absolutely.
Right. Considering what we're hearing, huh?
Absolutely. I think there's no exception to the rule.
Right.
And so
what's your purpose?
My purpose, I think, is to impact lives and impart change. I know that our thought processes really is what cultivates our actions.
Right.
So if we're not getting access to things to change our thoughts positively, then our actions won't change positively.
Right.
So in my writing, I try to write positive messages so that they can be thought-provoking.
So tell me this. You wrote a play, right?
Correct.
And this play is entitled what again?
Praying Over Bullets.
So tell us about that.
Praying Over Bullets.
And why you wrote it?
I wrote it because by nature I'm a carer. Even if it's not impacting me, I feel. So you look at the news and you hear the story, then you see how gun violence is impacting lives. So I said, what can we do? We thought about the gun violence issue. Our last play was written on addressing the black male and the dynamic within families and communities.
Keep talking.
So during that time when we were writing that play, we kind of looked at gun violence and said, this is going to be our next project.
See, one life leads one man to fight for one community to change a city. Is that correct?
Correct.
So tell me about, give me kind of an overview of what that means.
The story, the synopsis.
Yeah.
Well, the lead character is Eddie Evans. His son comes home to relay that his best friend had just been shot. And just that realization that it could have just as easily been his son because his friend was shot over a cell phone, which his son has to like. And so that realization, this could have just as easily been my son. And am I any less accountable for changing this because it wasn't my son?
Okay.
So when that notion hits him, he realized, I am accountable for change. It doesn't have to be my child, because it doesn't have to be anybody's child.
So tell me, because this show kind of moves fast, particularly when you're having fun. But the way this show works is, specifically, we're talking about how can we fight back. You're fighting back with the pen. You're fighting back with stage plays. You're fighting back with passion.
This is true.
And you're fighting back, hopefully, getting folks to think. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
So the play. The play is Praying Over Bullets. Where did that title come from?
Well, I think within the black community, we're by nature praying people. And
We are, aren't
should
we?
be. And we absolutely
we got
should
to, don't
be.
we?
We absolutely do.
Somebody-
However, we take that and we sometimes put it in a box as our only eggs in a basket.
Right.
When it's not sufficient, and we see that. Prayers works. Don't get me wrong.
It do work.
It works. However,
But there's more to it, though, right?
Exactly. Faith without works
Is dead. You got that right.
With that notion,
Yeah.
we need to take that faith and put our feet to work and be active in utilizing the both of them.
Listen, there's a play. Your play kicks off tomorrow
This is true.
at the Austin Town Hall on Central and Lake, right?
Central Lake.
Give me a phone number if people are interested in checking out this groundbreaking gun violence stage play, Praying Over Bullets, which we're going. We're going to be there, so if you want to be into the know, you need to be here. But tell us, how would they be able to get information about how to get to this event?
There's several outlets to get information. Of course, 708 is a phone. The phone number is 708-969-6832. We're also advertised on Eventbrite. That would be prayingoverbullets.eventbrite.com. You can also find us at Unisys Entertainment on Facebook. That's UNISIS on Facebook.
And you can also log on and blog Fathers Who Care. You can log on and blog West Garfield Park Community Stakeholders, Fathers Who Care. That information is on there. You can call the Austin Weekly. We got information on this because we want to support it. We think it's really important that we utilize the Austin Town Hall other than playing some basketball. Not that I got nothing against basketball, don't get me wrong. I think this play I think it's gonna be well received.
Okay.
I believe that you got the right venue.
I was passionate about that venue. I have to say, Austin community is definitely impacted by gun violence.
Yeah,
And,
in a major way.
I had to argue that venue because, it registers, it hits home, it ties into this whole theory
And
of
it sets the
combating
tone. It really sets the
Yeah.
tone. And you right in the heart.
Yeah.
So this is what we want to do. We got a couple calls. Let's entertain some calls. And then after which we're going to kind of move on further down the road.
Okay.
The way this works, we have phone calls, people calling for you.
Awesome.
Okay, let's start off with the calls. Let's get the calls. Thank you so much, David. Thank you for calling. We have Larry Ann, the co-author of Praying Over Bullets stage play. What is your question or comment?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, I have a question for the guest. I'm watching the show,
Okay.
and I'm trying to get really into it, but the first thing I heard the young lady mention, about, her desire to want to reach out to the youth and just to, to our people, period. And my question to her was, what was your inspiration as a black woman?
Wow, that's good.
To desire to reach out to our people. What was your inspiration?
Yeah, you missed it, but I'm glad you
going to hang up so I can listen to your answer.
Thank you so much. I think you missed her opening statement, but you heard her?
Yeah, I think.
What's your motivation for wanting to reach out to young people?
I think my motivation definitely stems first and foremost from self-love and self-awareness. I love me, and
You love who?
loving me.
Oh, okay.
And loving me, it encompasses all things black to me. I'm very passionate about this thing called blackness, and that's the place to where my passion comes from, because I want us all to find that place.
I need to ask you a question. Thank you so much for that call. I want to ask you this question. We got some more calls. We want to entertain a couple calls, and then we want to do something a little different. We want to switch up and let your sister come in a minute. But tell our audience, why is it important for black women, not necessarily angry black women, but why is it important for women to be positive role models in the lives of their daughters. Can you respond to
I
that?
mean, we often hear where the mothers are the first teachers, and that often is a lifelong education that we're giving. So with that, I mean, it's pivotal that we take it seriously, especially within the black community, because we have so many barriers and obstacles preventing us from excelling in the fashion that others do.
Well, you know, let's go to another. Is it okay if we take another call?
Absolutely.
Come on, let's get another caller. Thank you, caller, for calling in. We have Larry Ann, the co-author of the stage play Praying Over Bullets. We want you to be actively involved on tomorrow and the 24th. Is that right?
Correct.
At Austin Town Hall. Your comment or question, please.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Hello, yes. You know, I first off I want to say that I love the name of the play because it's very important that we get the message out there that we need our young black men.
Okay.
So I have a question for Larry Ann and Pearlie as well.
Go ahead.
What are you doing to be active in the community?
Okay. Don't you go nowhere. We want you to hear this, okay? We want you to hear this. Did you hear what she said?
Yeah. Well,
Well, you tell her where you at, what you're doing now.
Right now?
And then go ahead and just tell her about the other stuff that you're doing with the young folk. You don't take that with you. Just go with that.
primarily what we do is we impart messages through our writings, through our stage plays. We have a book. I've written a book as a poetry entitled Black Thoughts on White Paper.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very empowering to black people to, I think, self-awareness, embracing who you are.
Can you tell them about Lyric?
Lyrics. And what this stage play addressing gun violence. So when we wrote this, we wanted to give back, not just have a profit margin through the play. It's actually a means of giving back.
Right.
So one of the channels we're giving back is through Lyric. It's a poetry, spoken word youth group, and they deliver awesome spoken word pieces. So some of the proceeds go to that organization, in addition to Chicago Citizens for Change, which affects and offers resources to families affected by gun violence.
Do you mentor?
I don't mentor directly.
Okay. But you provide resources to agencies that do.
Absolutely.
So you would be more like an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Would that be fair?
Yes, it would.
Oh, okay. Let's ask you another question. Look at them lines lit up. See how they lit up? Let's go to another caller. Thank you for calling your comment or question. Call us back. Thank you for calling your comment or question.
You want to hit me with that?
Well, somebody got some problems out there.
Sister.
Hey, don't be so angry out there. And if you're going to call this show, please talk about what we're talking about. We're talking about how can we fight back against gun violence on the west side of Chicago. Is that okay with you guys? Listen, when you call us back and talk about the topic.
We're gonna switch.
So what I want to do is I want to make sure that you all get an opportunity to see what we're doing and why we do what we do, and the opportunity to make sure that you can be actively involved in what we're doing. We really believe that anyone that want to make change in the community can make change. To be actively involved in change. Wow, look at here. Come on over just a little bit, Pearlie. Pearlie, this is what we're going to do. We want to ask you specifically about this play, but we want you to tell us what is Voices for Angry Black Women Positivity.
Okay, Voices of Angry Black Women for Positivity is basically an outreach, a social group that myself and Larry Ann Aaron.
That's your sister?
My sister.
You're the oldest, ain't you?
I am.
You pop a whip, don't you?
I mean, we pop it together. Watch it.
Go ahead. Go. I'm just playing with you. You know that, right?
And absolutely.
Go ahead.
And this is where Praying Over Bullets derive as well.
Go ahead, tell us about it.
Because of Voices of Angry Black Women for Positivity.
And you won, right?
Let me say that I am first and foremost a black woman, and as the mood suits me, I can be angry. However, it does not define me.
I just want to make sure, but this is what we're going to do. I want you to relax a little bit. I want you to entertain some calls, and then we want to come back and talk about Praying Over Bullets. I mean, I'm really excited. And I want to talk.
As am I.
And I want to talk about that, but we're going
Absolutely.
as you feel like you just interject.
Okay.
Let's get another caller. Thank you for calling. I hope we didn't lose you in the last call. What's your comment or question? We have Pearlie.
It's Pearlie.
Pearlie.
Sometimes Pearlie May.
I like Pearlie, man. I like Mississippi names. What's your comment or question?
My question is about the play that the young ladies did.
Praying
How
Over
much
Bullets.
is the play, and where is the play going to be playing, and when will it start?
Can you respond to that? Please, here, take
Okay.
it.
Well, the play is once again Praying Over Bullets, and the tickets are $20.
Oh, no. You just tell them where to come. We don't talk
Okay.
about promotion here. But we give them a number, and they can call you.
Okay.
And tell them, and then you can tell them what to do, how to do, and all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Praying Over Bullets, and any more questions, just call us at
Give them a number.
708-969-6832.
So now you heard how much you're charging. So anyway, don't call unless you're serious. But anyway, we want to tell them that tell them what you're going to do with the proceeds, so folks know that you ain't trying to get rich on something. You're really trying to bring a message to the community. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And the message that you're trying to bring is one life leads one man to fight to one community to change a city.
Absolutely.
Now, your sister referenced some things about y'all passion for the work, and I think you're doing a wonderful job with it, I mean. And I think folks can go out there and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars in these nightclubs doing nothing. I think they should be able to come out and support our own in our community. So with that being said, the number you said was
708-969-6832.
So with that said, let's go to another call. Hey, caller, your comment or question? Your comment, please.
What made you want to become a playwright?
Thank you. I
Oh.
like that. Did you hear that?
I'm going to answer that because,
Okay, go
let me
ahead.
say
Talk to
first
us.
and foremost, L. Aaron is the brand, which is Larry Ann Aaron, the playwright.
Larry Ann Aaron.
Larry Ann
I know her.
Aaron. Absolutely, I know her too.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
And so
So you don't write.
I do not write. However, what I
You
am.
just pop a whip.
There you go. And so as a team effort, her passion is my passion. And I say that because we're both in this to change our communities and better and
Y'all best friends?
oh, sometimes. Sometimes she can be my worst enemy as well.
Ain't that a sister thing?
That's why I love her.
Yeah, I got brothers like that too, and sisters like that. But let me ask you this: and opposites attract, and you complement each other because one got this skill and you got that skill. That's how success is.
Absolutely.
Everybody don't come to the table with the same thing. We ain't clones,
Absolutely.
But anyway, let's get back to this thing. Now the number here is 312-738-1060. We're talking to the sisters, all right? We're talking to United Sisters Entertainment, who have broke ground in the Austin community with a stage play against gun violence. And Lord knows we need something, all right, to laugh on, to take serious, and to just have some fun with, as opposed to going to another funeral as a minister. I am literally fed up with preaching funerals. I'm literally tired of them. I know I have to do what I got to do. I prefer to preach some elderly funerals, all right? So I can really talk about the eulogy of their life. I really don't want to be talking about, I don't know why somebody shot him, all right? I'm tired of it. But tell our audience, we got another caller? Let's get that caller, and then you can go ahead and tell us what you want us to know in relationship to some other things, particularly how can folks join your group? Next caller. Next caller.
Is it the committee's job to help stop violence? If so, why?
Did you hear that?
I'm sorry.
Repeat that, please. I'm sorry. I missed it, too.
Is it the community's job to help stop violence? If so, why?
Okay, I got that. Thank you. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Is it the community's job to help stop violence?
Absolutely. I'm going to say this, the phrase, it takes a village.
Woo, I like
and
that.
As a village,
I like that.
Your mothers, your sisters, your churches, your businesses, your just the neighborhood kids in themselves. So yes, as a community, whatever that encompasses, it's our job to stop and combat the violence in our communities.
Let me ask you this here. Here's you wanted to say something?
So absolutely, it's innately within our humanity that we should have this calling and come to arms for our fellow humans.
Okay, so your sister is saying that this should be a charge.
Absolutely.
It should be a community charge that we all come together, put all of these petty differences to side, and really be more cognitive about trying to create change.
Absolutely.
Now I believe in public policy. I believe in public change. I believe in all that public awareness stuff. But I really believe that I'm just a man, a real man, and I believe when real men stand up, little boys sit down. And I like the fact that when women stand up, little girls sit down. And I think it's important that each one know your role. And it's important that women raise young women to be strong young women. And I think men should raise young men to be strong young men. But I also think we need to come together and work together and be passionate about what we do in the community. So I'm going to ask that question. Why are you passionate about the work that this play denotes? And why are you passionate about the work that you're doing with your sister in the community?
Okay, I'm passionate about praying over bullets as a whole because, like Larry Ann said, that it's affecting our communities. And my nephew, as a young black male, I want him to know that, you know what, there are things out here besides the gun violence that we.
You want
do.
him to notice.
I want him to know it absolutely without a doubt. And as she also stated that, you know, sometimes we are the first educators. And so taking on that role with
Well,
El Aaron,
you are.
with El Aaron as well, you know, I just want to ensure that, you know what, it's not your fight alone. That, you know, we are out here as young women to support our fellow men in the fight that plagues us today.
Let me ask this question. I mean, time moves, and I'm at peace with it, and I'm always good for part two. But here's what I want to ask you. In your mind, what do you think the state of the West Side is? Can you think that way? Put your cap on and think analytical and give me we know there's violence, right?
Right.
But tell me, what in your mind do you think the state of the West Side is?
Well, in my mind, I think that the West Side and South, we have some work to do. We have some work to do in cleaning up our communities, and for lack of a better word, I'm going to say that we're often at war with ourselves.
You know what?
And so I say that because of we're a community.
I think you guys don't know how powerful this thing is. I know you got a vision. Let's get some callers, let them tell you. All right? Next caller. We have Pearlie on the line. What's your comment or question?
Hello.
Yes, your comment or question. Time is limited.
Hi, how you doing?
We're doing well. What's your comment or question?
I just like to know why some communities in Chicago are cleaning up their communities and some are not. And why is it that the South Side has the highway crime than other sides of the community? Because I see other communities,
Okay.
they see gangbangers, and their alderman cleans up their streets. So why is this not being in other areas of Chicago? Can you please tell me something about that?
Okay, you heard her? She said she want to know why the communities are not being cleaned up. She see the South Side being cleaned up, and basically she want to know why the West Side is not being cleaned up.
Well, I'm going to say that sometimes change happens a little faster than others. So I'm not going to say that it's not being cleaned up.
I would think that this play is an avenue or outlet to try to get people thinking. See,
Absolutely.
I don't personally think you or your sister should come into my house try to clean my house. I think I should clean my house.
Absolutely.
All right? And then if I clean my house, then hopefully I've cleaned enough things in my house with the people that they would go out and clean in front of the house.
Let's hope.
And down the street.
Absolutely.
And you get my point?
I get
So
your
I
point.
don't think it's no one's job to come to. I mean, I think we should do things together. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not looking for some pie in the sky idea from some elected official saying this is. Look, I'll be over there to get y'all in a minute once you vote for me. All right?
Right.
I think we should take arms like you all said and go out there and make a difference. Let's get another caller. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Thank you for calling. Your comment or question. Hello.
Hello. I love the sister and sister team effort.
It is tight, ain't it?
Oh, it's very, very tight.
Yeah. What's your question?
I wanted to know, how did the title of the play, Praying Over Bullets,
Right.
how did that come about? I believe it's going to be a very successful play, and it's really going to hit home on the West Side here.
Yeah. Okay.
But I wanted to know, how did that come about?
Okay. Thank you so much for the call. We don't have that much time, but so can you brief that? We want to get you the last caller. No, you do it.
Okay,
You do
well,
it.
I'm
How did
gonna
it come
say that
about?
Praying Over Bullets comes about, once again, it comes about passion.
Okay.
And
You can jive in when you're alone.
And once again, about black people tend to run and
Why did
focus
you
on the
create?
church.
Why did focus? Praying, huh?
Yeah.
Praying, huh?
Praying minds.
So are you
praying
telling
hands.
people stop praying and do something?
Absolutely not. We're not saying stop praying because it's a dual effort. We need to pray, like I said
Okay.
earlier, faith without works is dead.
Let me give you another question. Give me that last call. We have a few seconds on the show, but let's get this last call. Comment. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi. I want to know.
We need 1 second.
What did she come? I want to know exactly how did she come by putting this play together.
Thank you.
This is actually our third play, and it's just where our hearts lead us. You know, we look at the issues. The first play was addressing the angry black woman stereotype. The second play was addressing the displacement of the black man. And this play is addressing gun violence. We definitely stay in tune with the social issues affecting our community, and that's what drives our written works and our efforts.
Friday, October the 17th, Friday, October the 24th. Praying Over Bullets, Austin Town Hall. For more information on getting tickets, on how you can be involved in this, to watch this play, 708.
708-969-6832.
One more time, 708.
708-969-6832.
You've been watching Fathers Who Care, and as always, we try to empower you, the community, and we know if we stand together, there's nothing we can't do together. Now, we know this for a fact. Don't ask me to do nothing for you that you can't do for yourself, because I can't do it. God bless you, God keep you, and enjoy your evening. God bless you.